Rahul, how does this fly? The fact that, Lalu and Tejasvi had used very intemperate words for Nitish, not uncommon and not surprising with the twists and turns that Bihar politics and especially Nitish's various tenures have gone. But, are these just the usual taunts or do these really matter? The fact that Lalu had once called him a samp.
You see, Shiv, this definitely is the BJP hitting back.
Yeah.
Interestingly, 3-4 days back, the BJP knew that something like this is about to happen, and it had asked all its cadres and leaders not to speak out against Nitish. Let him take the step, and then they would comment on it. Basically, the idea is now to present the BJP as the victim and martyr against Nitish Kumar's somersault. The BJP will go to the public saying Nitish Kumar has betrayed the mandate. Remember, even last time around in 2020, when the JDU BJP won the election, there is a strong sentiment in Bihar, especially in the urban areas, against the Lalu Raj, the kind of problems people faced in that period. And now the BJP wants to exploit that sentiment and create a sentiment about how Nitish Kumar is betrayed, that somersault is going to become a political narrative. But what Lalu said, Shiv, it's very interesting that the BJP is playing it out. On the 2nd of August in 2017, after Nitish walked away, Lalu has said that the Bada Bhai ko Chota Bhai ne Paltu Ram Havan. He called him Tuar, that is an orphan in Bihari. Interestingly, the point which you were talking about, that how Nitish Kumar was angry with the BJP, now because of the insults and the attempts to destabilize the JDU, in his book, Lalu Prasad autobiography, called Gopalganj to Raisina, My Political Journey, Lalu Prasad Yadav interestingly says that in 1995-96, I had coined a phrase to explain Nitish's split personality, कि Nitish के पेट में दांत नहीं है, Nitish is devious. That's what it means. He called him a bandar, a monkey swinging from branch to another. Another interesting point in that book is that in 2017, 6 months after the Nitish Kumar had dumped the Mahagathbandhan, joined the BJP, Lalu says in his book that his emissary Prashant Kishore, acting on his directive, met Lalu 5 times asking for a letter of RJD support to dump the BJP. That means even in 2017, prior to the 2020 elections, right after the Mahagathbandhan was dumped by Nitish Kumar and BJP was his ally, Nitish Kumar was plotting dumping the BJP. So this dumping an ally is a constant factor with Nitish Kumar. And each time you see what he does, if you see the 2014 elections, he went alone but didn't do very well. In the assembly election 2015, he went with the Mahagathbandhan.
Absolutely.
His tally rose to 70 odd. BJP fell from 91 to 51 odd. In Lok Sabha 2019 and went with the BJP, won 16 Lok Sabha seats. Lalu Prasad Yadav was decimated. What he does not just changes allies, he actually destabilizes the allies by dumping them. Now the BJP, for example, Shiv, will have to go back to the drawing board.
Rahul, in fact, the BJP has just called a core group meeting today in Bihar. What do you think will happen there? Exactly what you're talking about.
Shiv, it's going to be, see, the BJP core group in Bihar is going to strategize for the confidence motion, which Nitish Kumar will have to in the house if the BJP feels like. Also the strategy for future, the political strategy from today onwards. What's the BJP going to do? The directive definitely is going to come from Delhi. But the BJP core group consists of top BJP leaders of the state. And these leaders will sit down and decide on how they are going to take on the JDU Mahagathbandhan alliance now from tomorrow onwards. I think a campaign on how Nitish Kumar, what the BJP says, betrayal factor is going to be the key element here.